Let me ask you something. Are you truly living your life or are you letting it slip through your fingers? Every morning you wake up, grab your phone, scroll through endless feeds, complain about your problems and wait for that perfect moment to finally change. But here's the truth you don't want to hear. That moment will never come. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman Emperor and Stoic philosopher, ruled over one of the greatest empires in history while facing betrayal, war, plagues, and unimaginable pressure. And yet, he didn't crumble. He didn't wait for better conditions. He thrived because he lived by a set of brutal, unbreakable rules. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 of Marcus Aurelius's most powerful rules to rebuild your life. If you apply them, you'll stop making excuses, stop being controlled by distractions, and finally take ownership of the only thing you've ever had control over, yourself. Before we begin, hit the like button if you're serious about building discipline and mental strength, and subscribe now, because this channel isn't about empty motivation. It's about raw philosophy, psychology, and the unfiltered truths that will forge you into someone unshakable. And I want you to think about this. Which of these 7 rules will hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading them all. Now, let's begin. These are Marcus Aurelius's 7 brutal rules to rebuild your life. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Do you understand how radical that is? In a world where everyone blames the government, their parents, their boss, their relationship, or their circumstances, Marcus Aurelius was saying, your mind is your empire, and if you don't rule it, someone else will. Think about it. Right now, your phone probably controls you more than you control it. Notifications dictate your attention. Opinions on social media dictate your self-worth. Failures and setbacks dictate your emotions. And every time something doesn't go your way, you break down because you've never built the mental muscle to withstand it. Marcus lived during plagues, invasions, and endless political turmoil. Yet he refused to waste energy on what was outside his control. He couldn't stop the wars. He couldn't prevent betrayal. But he could control his response, and that's why he thrived where others collapsed. So, how do you apply this today? You start by noticing your thoughts. Are they building you up or breaking you down? Are they under your command, or are you being dragged around by fear, anger, or jealousy? When anger rises, pause. When anxiety floods in, step back and remind yourself, this is in my mind, not in reality. Train your focus like you train a muscle. Journal, meditate, choose to control your response. When you control your thoughts, you no longer chase every distraction. You no longer let emotions ruin your day. You become unshakable. That's the foundation of rebuilding your life. Because the person who rules their mind can never be enslaved. But the person who ignores this rule will forever be at the mercy of everything outside of them. Now let's go deeper, because Marcus didn't stop at the mind. He understood that life itself is slipping away faster than most people dare to admit. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." This is the brutal reminder most people run from. You are going to die. And yet, you live as if you have unlimited time. You scroll for hours. You binge shows. You procrastinate on your dreams, always telling yourself you'll start tomorrow. But what if tomorrow never comes? What if today is your only chance to take your life seriously? I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to wake you up. Every second that passes is a second you never get back. Every distraction, every wasted hour is stolen from the one resource you can never replace. Marcus understood this. That's why he lived urgently. So how do you stop wasting time? By becoming brutally honest with yourself. Ask, if today was my last day, would this matter? 90% of what you do every day wouldn't survive that question. Cut the mindless scrolling. Cut the pointless gossip. Cut the hours of hesitation and excuses. If you want to rebuild your life, stop acting like you'll live forever. Respect time. Guard it as fiercely as a warrior guards his sword, because it is your sword. It is your life. And once you cut out wasted time, the next rule becomes even more important, focusing only on what you can actually control. Most of your suffering doesn't come from reality. It comes from resisting reality. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about how much of your mental energy is wasted on things you cannot control. The past, what people think of you, the economy, someone else's opinion, the weather, the algorithm. And yet, the one thing you do control, your effort, your discipline, your response, you neglect. This is why you feel powerless, because you are trying to control what you can't and ignoring what you can. So how do you apply this? First, draw a line. On one side, write what's inside your control, your thoughts, your habits, your effort, your choices. On the other side, write what's outside, other people's actions, the past, chance, external results. Now train yourself to only pour energy into the first column. If someone insults you, you don't control them, but you control whether you break or stay composed. If you fail, you don't control the outcome anymore, but you control whether you get up and try again. This shift is life-changing. Suddenly, anxiety drops, anger fades, fear loses its grip, because you've taken your power back. If you want to rebuild your life, stop wasting energy on what you cannot control. Put it all into what you can. That's where your freedom is. And speaking of freedom, Marcus believed there's no greater prison than comfort. That's why the next rule will sting. Weakness grows in comfort. Strength grows in discomfort. Marcus endured wars, disease, and endless political stress, but he never asked for an easier life. He asked for the strength to endure it. You? You live in the most comfortable time in history. Food delivered to your door, entertainment in your pocket, climate control in every room, and yet people are weaker, softer, and more anxious than ever. Marcus knew that if you want to be strong, you must willingly step into discomfort. Because comfort doesn't build you, it breaks you. So how do you practice this today? Start small. Wake up earlier than you want. Train your body harder than you feel like. Take cold showers. Push through the work when your emotions scream for escape. The point isn't pain, it's proof. Every time you choose discomfort, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than the excuses in your mind. You build resilience. You train the muscle of discipline. And when life throws you real discomfort, loss, betrayal, setbacks, you'll be ready. Because you've been training for it. Rebuilding your life means breaking free from the chains of comfort. Choose the harder path daily. That's how you grow. But even if you master discomfort, Marcus warned, Your life will collapse if you live for the approval of others. That brings us to Rule 5. Marcus wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Read that again. You care more about what strangers think than about what you think. You've built your life around other people's approval, how you dress, what you post, the career you chase, the risks you avoid. It's all based on fear of judgment. But here's the brutal truth. The crowd doesn't care. People are too busy worrying about their own lives to remember your failures. And those who criticize you, they'll criticize no matter what you do. So why keep living for them? Marcus Aurelius knew that seeking approval is slavery. Freedom comes when you align your actions with your values, not someone else's opinions. Ask yourself, am I living my life or the life others expect of me? If the answer is the second, you're wasting your only chance at existence. Stop chasing likes. Stop shaping your choices around applause. Build your life on principles, not popularity. And once you stop living for approval, you'll finally have the energy to live for something real, the daily work. Which brings us to Rule 6. Marcus didn't believe in waiting for motivation. He wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work,' as a human being." Most people wait for inspiration. They wait until they feel like it. But Marcus understood, waiting is weakness. Action is strength. Discipline beats motivation. Success is built one day at a time. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. You need to show up daily, do the work, and let time compound the results. Think of it like drops of water carving stone. One drop means nothing, but over time, discipline shapes your entire existence. So how do you apply this? Pick one action that moves you toward your goal. Do it today, then do it again tomorrow. Don't ask if you feel like it, just do it. This is how empires are built, not in one moment of glory, but in thousands of unseen acts of discipline. If you want to rebuild your life, stop waiting, start working. And finally, Marcus left us with the harshest reminder of all. Rule 7, the law of death. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. Marcus meditated on death daily, not to feel fear, but urgency. Because when you remember that life is short, you stop wasting it on meaningless things. You stop obsessing over petty arguments. You stop putting off your dreams. You stop thinking you have forever. Death isn't the enemy. Wasted potential is. Every day you ignore your calling, every hour you waste scrolling, every excuse you repeat, you're burying your potential before the grave ever arrives. Marcus lived with urgency. He ruled Rome while writing his meditations, never knowing if each page would be his last. And yet, he wrote them anyway. So ask yourself, if today was my last day, how would I live it? That's the only question that matters. Rebuilding your life begins by facing death, not avoiding it. Because when you accept your mortality, you finally start to live. These are Marcus Aurelius's 7 brutal rules to rebuild your life. Control your mind. Stop wasting time. Focus only on what you can control. Seek discomfort. Stop living for approval. Do the work daily, and remember death. If you live by even one, your life will begin to change. But if you live by all 7, you'll become unstoppable. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, you're not like most people. You're serious about growth. So hit the like button. It tells me you're ready to take action. And subscribe because this is just the beginning. On this channel, we dive deeper into the wisdom of the greatest thinkers in history and show you how to use it to forge a stronger, wiser, more disciplined version of yourself. If you don't subscribe, you'll keep missing the powerful lessons that could change your life. But if you do, you'll join a community that values truth, discipline, and unstoppable growth. So, what rule hit you the hardest? Comment below. I'll be reading them all. This is your reminder. Life is short. Don't just watch. Act. Rebuild your life, starting now.